Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get it higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud down. Yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo. My people make we shout. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo. My ego die the political. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do 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 do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do 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 do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Hello there. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. If you have time, please invite the Buharidins, the Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijotus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves of this world. And if you still have time enough, do not forget the premium Abrodian Buhari Didiris, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. And if you have a lot of time, please, before you settle down, invite all the social media bandits, the Facebook adsmen, all the clans of the Sai barbarians, Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, crumb chasers, the ass leakers. Tell them, say that Mayegun is here.
Godfather is in. Go see Lord of Mayegun diary. Efarabalẹ̀ ṣe o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun diary. Ani Mayegun làwámọ̀ dododo.
Tag them, the articulated morons, the articulated moguls, the articulators, the articulated buffoons. Call them and tell them that Mayegun is here. And the new entrants, I'm talking about the obedient, they call themselves. But in the days ahead, you are going to see that there is no difference in any of them. As obedient turned obedient, is it not Nigeria, a rigged system that many of them are trying to avoid, planning and promising what they can never give?
And yes, we like oh, Baba and yes, we like and yes, you like
Jonathan is coming. The Jonathanians, the Egbere Jonathan clan. It can never happen It is impossible. All those, it will never happen. Jonathan joining APC. Oh, he's going to run on APC. Whatever the drama is, 48 hours. Tag them in Lagos. Thank you. So good morning once again, good afternoon once again, and good evening to you once again, wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun Live. I bet all this waiting, you possibly have read the caption and the description of this conversation tonight. If the time allowed us, definitely we are going to open the line for you to also call in and make your own contribution. But before we get fully into it, there is this two announcements I need to make quickly, just before we get into it, because once we get into it, we may never do it. And that is based on what we are doing on Mayegun's Diary Political and the people of the Temple of Truth, the brethren here and, and there. Our fundraiser, the funding that we have been doing on the side, and we have also been affecting some few things out there. Anyway, we haven't spent any dime from it in the last 3 weeks. Let's put it that way. So which simply means that with what we had as a balance, with what we received as a new donation, which you all knew about the last few days, everything is coming. And what we have right now as our balance in pound sterling is 7,597 pounds. And I actually use an approximation to say we currently have 7,600 pounds. Now, if you have to use that in your Naira conversion, it simply means that the people of the Temple of Truth, we have in our savings that we are yet to touch a sum of 5 million Naira. Now, this is for you, the donor, for you, the supporters, for you, the brethren, in the Temple of Truth. That is our balance as of today. Now, we haven't done any kind of additional fundraiser, so to say, but from all fronts, we can say once we begin to spend again, it is going to be from our 5 million Naira. Put it that way. That is the first announcement. Nothing is planned for now. We have paid for the, for the publicity of our billboards out there. We have paid from April to the end of June, which is next month. Yes, that's how far we have paid. So for now, we are just tidying things up and seeing what we can then touch again just before the real thing happens. So this is where we are. However, the second one, which is to tell you that the friends and lovers of Mayegun all over the world, you are now being put on notice that if you have time, especially if you are living in Scotland, it's easier. If you are living in the UK, it's kind of, if you're living outside of Scotland. However, this is a notice. It's an invite on the 25th of June, which is a Saturday, from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., which means from afternoon till dawn, we will be holding a sort of a Thanksgiving get together for Leila. That is a Leila Badero, Leila Yewande Morenikeji, my daughter. We will be having a party for her on the 25th of June. The IV is out there, but to all of you in the Temple of Truth, this is your invitation. Be on the notice for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the news broke out today. But before the news broke out today that Goodluck Jonathan is eligible to run for the post of presidency or the post of the president in 2023, the court gave a declaration today that yes, Jonathan can run. Now, just about 2 weeks ago, if you remember very well, Mijet Yala came out and they said they bought the APC presidential form of 100 million naira. And they donated that to the former president of Nigeria, which is Goodluck Jonathan. I know some of you will get offended because of the kind of names I give to these people. I am kind of I feel sorry for you, especially some of you who feel like I could call their names conveniently and still pass my message. Well, I kind of feel sorry for you in the sense that I can't call their names conveniently than the way I'm calling them. So if that makes the message in the whole conversation lost on you, you better don't waste your time, because I've got a bag load of names for these crooks. And since I know my audience very well, I know that my audience are mostly typical Nigerians. Many of you actually love your oppressors differently. You love your thieves differently. And most of the time, you brag about them in public, which means you say it publicly. My thief is better than your thief. At least my own thief gave us a job. My own thief gave us food. My own thief is giving us money. What is your own thief giving to you? So I know that all the time. So if calling them names offends you, irritates you, or makes the message completely lost on you, or makes me look like somebody who is petty, honestly speaking, you probably haven't met any pettiest person, or the most petty person you've ever met. I could possibly be one. But if you can look beyond all of that, or have you? Maybe you can get the message, if you ever want to get it at all. Goodluck Jonathan was called names. He was called thief. He was called a drunkard. He was called clueless. And then from the blues, they told us he's been romancing with Boko Haram's cabal. How come? What the hell? How is that possible? These are the utterances of Goodluck Jonathan's lovers, those who admired him, those who respected him, those who adore him, especially those who have come to revere him since the failure called Boko Haram came to limelight. No, don't tarnish his image. Some were even trolling me. Mayegun, now where's Jonathan? Make a cut time short, Isha. Somehow, the court, we don't know who initiated the case. Yetiala bought a form. Somebody from Goodluck Jonathan's camp said it was an insult to buy a form, presidential form for Goodluck Jonathan in APC without informing him. What they didn't tell you is that after that bogus press release, Jonathan himself never spoke about it. He never rejected it. He never debunked it. He kept quiet and he just moved on like nothing is happening. And this puts many of you who claim to like him in a serious kind of a dilemma. Is it true? Is not true? Now, many of you have resorted into serious prayers. No, God, may this never happen. May Jonathan just help us share. It is not mine to be shamed. You know this story and you are praying for it never to be true. But somehow, it is becoming the truth. He didn't deny. He denied, but he didn't reject. 2 nights after that bogus denial, Miyetiala, who bought him the form, they met with him in Abuja. After meeting with him, he accepted the form. They said he was going to join APC, he was going to cross over, and possibly was going to be their consensus candidate among many other plans they've had, many of them that some of you know about. How do you think the power can stay in northern Nigeria? And if it's going to be, how do they mean? How are they sure that every calamity they've wreaked, every destruction they've brought, how are they sure that this will be sustained, maintained until the power returns to them? And in a very short time, they have many options not to conduct the election. Because of insecurity, bringing the military, to say because of the political brouhaha, or just get somebody who is just going to be a proxy, is to G, who is going to stand in, just like standing between the gap for them until they gain power again. And then you continue with your one Nigeria that is killing you now. So they have many options. Bring back a Goodluck Jonathan. Oh, give some, many options. And this is also part of the option. I said there, but you said there Goodluck Jonathan has joined the APC. Oh, No be me said no be me talk na Bashiru, who is Boko Haram special advisor on Twitter matter, Twitter violence, and every other thing that has to do with social media. It was Bashiru who called all of you uninformed that Goodluck Jonathan is part of their party. So he accepted the form. Then he left Nigeria. What was left was to make sure that all legal roadblocks are cleared, so there is no embarrassment if they are going to go for the Plan Jonathan. Now it seems that they have now narrowed everything down to Plan Jonathan or plan somebody from the south as well, and they will just put somebody who is also from the north, a Fulani possibly, that is going to monitor that person and ensure that everything they have done, what they have done right now, the havoc they have wreaked, remains so, and they are never punished for it. So, in the long shot, Tinubu no did the picture. But I am coming back to you. Lagos Abobaku, Emma worry. I'm still coming back to you. Shebi, many of you love to live in denial. You love to live in your own alternative world. Don't worry. Now 48 hours remain. Good enough, oh. It can't be like say INEC don't help you small. It's supposed to be tomorrow Saturday, the next day Sunday. Now then you supposed don't see the reality. Your cold breakfast, salad dish, eboka and katin kagulaya, your own breakfast, Tinubu and all of you Lagos Abobaku, they don't prepare them. It dey inside freezer. But I'm coming back to you. Goodluck Jonathan needed two things. One, no legal no legal roadblock that will eventually disqualify him. Number two, APC Egbekegbese constitution allowed them to give anyone a waiver to run on their party, even if that person just joined their party yesterday evening. So, after meeting with Dimiyeti Allah, Goodluck Jonathan met with the chairman of APC. Now, the little delay they since so, and the delay was that there must be a court pronouncement, so that you or anybody, Falano and every one of them, saying that Goodluck Jonathan have no right to contest again because he sworn to the oath of presidency twice. You know, there are those who are going to court already to stop Jonathan. That in case if Jonathan should surface from anywhere, court will just say Jonathan no qualify. Now that roadblock, they have cleared that today. They call it fast track process. The fast track process are like step by step that will eventually let you see the reality. I'm coming to you, Tinubu. So nobody can go to court now and say court should stop Jonathan because he just received a judgment that said he is qualified legally to contest. The second phase that is going to hit many of you soon is the waiver. The waiver that is going to say Jonathan can contest in APC. Many of you cannot fathom it. Many of you cannot imagine it. But it is Nigeria. Many things are not real. And for you to be imagining a real country that is going to get better, that is where you are deceiving yourself. But I'm still coming back to you too. Now, the process is that once APC gives him the waiver, then he can run. He already purchased the form. He already filled up the form. They've already submitted the form. 100 million. Now, they are now telling the Igbo Iragbiji, the Jaga bandits, the Jaga addicts, the Jaga wiwi, the Jaga pupu, Lagos landlord, that you cannot do consensus and Babasokwe in Lagos. Deciding who becomes what. And then when it gets to your turn in Abuja, you want to tell us how to do it. Now, as you are watching this video, they said Tinubu and gang, they have decided to call a meeting, which they know will never work. The meeting is that, listen, it be like, say, this Kaba working with Bokwari. they have perfected the plan to ensure that, number one, all of those who are pledging delegates here and there, now one single command, go swab the whole thing to wherever the cabal want the whole place to go. Now, Tinubu is vulnerable. Now, how do we do it? Let us all come together. We are Yorubas. Akeredolu and co. They decide that let's plead with, Amosun want to be president, Abi. Fayemi want to be president. Dimeji Bankole want to be president. Fake Pastor Ruga or Shibadu want to be president. Then Tinubu want to be president. All of them inside the APC. Egbekebe. So they are now saying, out of all of them, the only people who have a real delegate, they are, number one, Amosun. Number two, Fayemi, Tinubu, and Oshibaju. Now, Bankole is not being featured, but what they are now looking at is that if all of them should say, let us go for primaries, there is no guarantee that Tinubu will see 2 states, or any of them will be bold to say, I'm getting 2 states, right? So it's pretty much to water down whatever Tinubu was plotting, which is so obvious now. Tinubu was not the one who encouraged them to run. The people who encouraged them to run, they had their intention, and this is the moment. So they are calling a meeting. Let's call a meeting so that we can tell them not to. I mean, let's just give one person from Yoruba land, APC, to go and run. Now, the day for the meeting is what they don't know. Who is going to step down for who is what they don't know. So for Tinubu, it is the end of the road already. Even though they are saying that if they allow them to go and do delegates, no delegates, they probably will try and get some little fights, but don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Anything where they tell you for Lagos. All those bobo Tinubu, full soldiers are telling you on different TVs in Nigeria, they are doing their job because initially Tinubu thought this whole thing was going to be about money. And that is why he told Baba Adebanjo that whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. So as it be now, they are now sending this same message to Tinubu. If you are watching me from Lagos, I bet you know what this simply means. Abi? Watch.
Fún yín gbogbo ẹni mo fi ń sọ ohun tí àwọn leader wa sọ lókè ni pé Sanwó-Olú ni. I want to assure you this place we are not going to allow anybody to vote for anybody here. We are going to send you out of this place. We are for Sanwó-Olú, and that's what our leader Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu said. The party, that is the APC. Yes. We have hierarchy and we have leadership. Yes. We have leaders. Yes. And we have been directed by our leaders to go and vote for Sanwó-Olú. Yes. And that's what we are going to do. Yes. This local government, we are not going to allow anybody to vote for Ambode. Yes. Ambode is gone. Ambode is gone. Ambode is gone. And is gone finally. We will allow you to kill both Sanwó-Olú by the party hierarchy. We have been directed party tiwa Bodada ẹgbẹ́ tiwa ani hierarchy, ani àwọn tó ní àṣẹ, ani àwọn tó dẹ́gbẹ́ ilẹ̀. Ẹni tí ò bá fẹ́ ibi tí ẹgbẹ́ lọ tí ò bá ní lọ bẹ̀ kó lọ dẹ́gbẹ́ mi ilẹ̀. he can go and create or register Ambode People's Party. Yes. But our own is APC. Yes. All Progressive Congress. All Progressive Congress is our party. Yes. And the leadership of the party has spoken. Yes. And we cannot change it. Yes. And that we are going to.
So they said that is what they are going to tell Tinubu. That was the plan, to tell him on Sunday. That is the final. Our party has hierarchy. And the party decision is that consensus new. You see, they still repeated the same thing in Lagos yesterday. Sanwo-Olu is the anointed candidate, the incumbent. 2 people bought forms. They collected money from them. They bought forms to run against somebody. I mean, to run up against Sanwo-Olu. Now, yesterday, during the primaries, they locked these two aspirants. They locked them out of the venue. Yes, who you craze? Our leader said this Sanwo-Olu. What is wrong? That is their own democracy. That is the democracy they think is Yoruba democracy. Baba Sokwe, Godfather. All right, sir. Baba, Baba Balagba, Baba, our leader, sir, Baba Balagba. Then they give them crumbs. That is the politics. But it is going to change. Suddenly, Goodluck Jonathan is talking about the Electoral Act. Ask yourself, why? Why is Jonathan talking about the Electoral Act? And they're not blaming the National Assemblies, National Assembly who cuts down the numbers of delegates and blah, 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 blah. Next 48 hours, Igebele.
Let me use this unique opportunity to comment on something that is quite disturbing considering the primaries that is going on in Nigeria now. The National Assembly made alterations in the electoral law. And now only what they call elected delegates are to elect people that will vote. One day, the whole Nigerians will wake up and say they are voting for a president. Who presented this presidential candidates for you? Very few people. At the national level, at the state level, at the central district, at the federal constituencies, at the state constituencies. Let me give you a very horrible example in my state, Bayelsa State. In one way or the other, those who created these words do their magic. But there's a particular state conference in Bayelsa State made up of only 2 words. And every ward has 3 elected delegates. So it's only 6 persons that will decide the candidate, say for PDP. And meanwhile, 4 people are interested in contesting. 6 people will select among these 4 and present somebody. And at the end of the day, when INEC conduct election, then you'll say the whole world voted for that person. Because those are the only 2 people presented to you. And let me use the opportunity to advise the National Assembly that laws must be designed to solve problems, not designed to create problems. And laws must be made assuming that those who are making the law are blind, just like the judges. So assume that the judge is blind and just use the scale and the sword. Laws must not be made to target a group of individuals or an individual. And when you go into that system of making laws, you'll make this terrible mistake that has really messed up the whole primaries going on. If you have not been involved in the process of primaries, you will be happy or you may not be happy. But those of us who have been involved, it is terrible. Are we bringing those who really know who is who?
Jonathan is talking about election. Have you asked yourself why? And do you know that Boko Haram already taken the National Assembly to court due to the amendment to the to the Electoral Act, which includes the members of the National Assembly as elected, includes them as delegates, right? So that they can be part of those who choose, candidates and all of that. Something that is so new. And they did that all because they could do that. APC, So Boko Haram is in court. Goodluck Jonathan is condemning the action. And then in 48 hours, their consensus is going to begin to make it out. And let me tell you something, for some of you who don't know, their consensus is not going to be announced, as many of you will think, right? No, that's not how they do it. Their consensus will be agreed upon, and all of the major delegates will be commandeered or being commanded to go and vote for that person in their Congress. And you see every other person who is also contesting, Amechi and every one of them, they will walk to the podium and they will all say they have a back down for that person. But the question is this. If they are, because I am saying this so because the waiting I know now, their consensus is has been narrowed down, and it doesn't include Tinubu at all. Somebody said, no matter how much I hate Tinubu, listen to me. You are the one whose emotion is running riot. Everything I'm saying to you right now, they are actually things that are already out there. Okay? I am just somebody who is digging deeper, and in what many will say, many of you will normally consider as is just shooting blank, thinking he's going to get something. Call it whatever. But I am actually like your conscience who sit down there in your head right now, telling you that what are you going to do if when your Tinubu is not in any way your APC best candidate? And in this case, so it is not because he's defeated through a free and fair contest, but because they use the same instrument. He's been using the same draconian instrument, tyrannical instrument that has brought nothing but abject poverty to Yoruba land, to start with. They are going to use it on him. It is not whatever I say here. It is not even, you see, it has nothing to do with whether you love him, whether you hate him. It is the same feeling for those who are also the Peter Obi's obedient, they call themselves obedient. But I know, in my mind, I will soon start calling them obediots, because they don't understand the system. They don't. They are creating alternative reality to combat a system that they believe that if they could use a vehicle, maybe that would change anything. It doesn't change anything. Obedient, they call themselves. Obedient. Your emotion can run riot. Whatever I say on this program, is not what we decide or determine if Tinubu is going to be candidate or not. It is not what I say here or do here that is going to make Peter Obi this. It doesn't going to make anybody anything. Although what I say here or what we do here can also impact and possibly not make somebody what we think it can be. We may not be able to make somebody, but we can also be the Maradona that just give them the old this thing like that. We can be the ones that make what they have perfected become a nightmare. Yes, we can be that, but we can't really see whatever I say here doesn't affect Tinubu. Do you know that? Everything I've been saying here. You every time Tinubu, why don't you talk about another thing? No. I am talking about Tinubu in order to deconstruct the minds of those who were initially believing that these rogues actually represented them, including my humble self. I used to believe that AD, Yoruba politicians, in fact, as a Yoruba man, you must follow Yoruba, until I realized that wherever we found ourselves today in Yoruba land, in Nigeria, these things were not done to us by Fulani. They were not done to us by Igbo. They're not done to us by any other person than ourselves. And when I begin to look, Tinubu and Co are the sea, honestly. So I stopped lying to myself. I start saying the truth. So if I can deconstruct the mind of many like that, and you begin to detach yourself from them, our journey to liberty is going to be sooner than you can imagine. So don't stop walking yourself. Don't stop overworking your mind. You this my egun. If I catch you, if you catch me, you know if you do anything. Because your emotion that is running riot is eventually going to calm down. The reality you are trying to avoid is going to happen, even though You will prefer to blame somebody for it. But don't blame me. Don't be me talk, say, make Tinubu and gang put themselves together and decided to go and make a deal with the devil who is buried. A dictator, buried dictator, for their selfish reason, for their lust and what have you, for power, money, and whatever it is that they are looking for. They decide to go and exhume the dead tyrants to come and become president so that it could be a vehicle for them as well to gain power. Now, that boomerang is firing back, and you are looking for somebody to blame. No, don't blame me. Blame yourselves for believing them. So if they fail, don't blame me. Blame yourselves for believing them. It's not me. I am just trying to deconstruct the minds of an average Yoruba man who is easily deceived simply because a Yoruba man is standing before him. A Yoruba man is talking before him. I love you. I care for Yoruba land. But look at the Yoruba land they care for. Look at the people they claim to love. If you love something, now so you go treat them. All of you are watching me today. Many of you are political jobbers. Many of you are completely lost because of what Nigeria has done to you. Yeah? And it is because of what these people did. So if I can deconstruct your mind by any chance to begin to see that it is not your fault, not because you didn't give them enough support, not because you gave them too much support. No. It is because that is who they are, right? And if you continue to back them, if you continue to speak for them, you are an accomplice. That's what it is. So your emotion can run riot, but eventually it's going to happen. I am not the one who is going to decide your cabal. And it is not you, my brothers and sisters. You are not the one to decide their whatever cabal. Although when they are whenever their cabal finish what they are doing, they will present to you these rogues. Then that is when you will now pretend to be the one choosing your president, choosing your governor. But you know that is not true. Now the people where they decide. But how can you actually help in displacing them all? Completely. By what? By displacing the system that gives them the bloodline, that gives them the lifeline, the ones they are using to milk you. Now that's where me I stand. So you can blame me. You can say because I hate Tinubu. You can say it is just your emotion talking. And guess what? That emotion is coming from your mental slavery. There's something called mental slavery. Something that tells you that every Yoruba man is good. And everyone who is not Yoruba is faulty. Every Igbo man is good because you are Igbo. Everyone who is non-Igbo is faulty. Do you get that now? There is so much deconstruction we have to do. And that's what I'm doing now. Because the people where they help them kill you, the people where they steal and loot from you, the people that are impoverishing you in that Nigeria, they are no other people than your people. Tinubu is the one, and many others from my own region, and we continue to call them out. So if your emotion thinks saying I hate, Baba, just suit yourself. But I'm not the one who is going to increase your hot tears in the next 48 hours, 72 hours. Listen, 24 hours is a long time in politics, they say. But in this case, it is just like an extension of your frustration. May we know what thing will happen. She Jonathan go be their candidate. She na Amechi they won't use. She na from waiting at the year itself, if care is not taken, what they did to Okorocha, they are going to do it to Amechi too. Have you heard that another court judgment said they can go ahead and probe the 96 billion naira that is missing inside Amechi's transport ministry? Have you heard that one? You don't hear them? You never hear them? Okay. So the treatment they gave to Okorocha, the EFCC broken and all of that, they may give that to Amechi soon too. Because many of them have been told in the form they gave to them, they told them to sign their withdrawal from the race ahead of time. As they are paying 100 million, they are also signing the form that says, I am withdrawing from this race. They've submitted all of that. So if they now call you that you need to go and say you are withdrawing because of the form you submitted and all of that, and you say no, they may knock at your door. 96 billion naira, Amechi, missing money in the transportation ministry. that one too, if he busts him anytime. But if he's the anointed candidate, as he be so Tinubu no did the picture. Sorry, oh, sorry, oh, sorry, oh, sorry, oh. May God not allow them. May them kill you. All of you collecting Tinubu's money and the rest of that, it will soon stop. And I'll tell you, our brothers and sisters who are the pro-Yoruba nation, they are waiting for you. They are not going to be so hostile to you. They would love to have you around and say, well, welcome to the family. And the family of those who have woken up for a long time, who have chosen never to be deceived by these lies. I told you, if Nigeria is a country and you really want to fix that place, and you really need to begin the healing, the national healing, you need people who can tell you to your face and say, listen, what we did with the Yorubas in 1999, that kept the Yorubas in Nigeria till now, we need to do that for the Igbos. But now abomination is unwritten. I'm a Yoruba man, okay? And I know that normally, if no business, Nigeria is a messed up place, we suppose stay on our own, okay? The Biafrans should be talking about Peter Obi and the best they have to be running for their own premiership. We in the Yoruba land, we should be the same thing. We should be fighting among ourselves for the best to represent us as the premier in the current contraption called Nigeria. However, if you are an Igbo man, listen to this very well. I'm not patronizing you. Listen, I'm not patronizing you. Because no be so. If you are an Igbo man, no matter how pro-Nigeria you are, how much investment you have all over Nigeria, because there is nobody that is, listen to this, there is no Nigerian, no tribe in Nigeria, no ethnic nationality in Nigeria that is more Nigerian, if you have to put it in context, than the Igbo people. You know that. They said if you go anywhere in the world and an Igbo man or Igbo woman is not there, my brother, relocate. Find another place to go to. That place no pure. And same thing in Nigeria. If you go to any part of Nigeria and you don't see any Igbo man or woman or anything anywhere, my brother, sometimes you probably need to review and move. This is not patronizing you because it is true. They are the ones who, even after the war, they are the ones who invest. You will still see them. Every part of Nigeria investing billions. You know them now. You see them in Lagos. You see them all over Southwest. You see them in northern Nigeria. They are in their millions. With billions of dollars investment in that place. No joke. And yet, they are the ones that people feel like, no, they can't be president. No, we can't trust them. You can't trust Igbo. This is unwritten. Listen, this is not general. Because me, I trust Igbo. I trust anybody. You know what I mean? Let's everybody just handle their own affair. Do handle your affair. You know what I mean? Let's handle ours. And then let's be responsible neighbors enough that we can share a lot as neighbors. If you go to Eastern Nigeria, there are Yorubas there, there are Hausas there, there are Fulanis there. Forget about just the Fulanis on the street. I'm talking about those who actually invested there. And not just the oil or anything. People who actually run things around these places. But they are minute. Because somehow, like I said, it's unwritten that Nigeria is not one. Okay? It's not written. Okay? But it's real that Nigeria is not one. Right? And this kind of thing is kind of in us. Maybe not in all of us. But the Igbo man and Igbo woman, I don't know. They just have that free will to be everywhere. Just everywhere. Conveniently living. And I've never seen anywhere in any history in Nigeria. You have been reading about clashes, fights here, fights there, religious clashes, Yoruba versus Hausas fight in Idiaraba in Lagos, Yoruba versus this and that in so place. You know what I mean? But you will never hear about Igbo people fighting Hausa, Igbo fighting Fulani, Igbo fighting Yoruba. I have never heard of that. I mean, but yet they are not trusted to lead Nigeria. I don't know, but that's Nigeria, right? So Peter Obi came out. Automatically, they felt like, nah, it can't be. It doesn't have the structure. If anybody want to defeat Bokwari right now, or APC, Egbekegbe, they have to do it through a candidate from the north or a candidate of PDP or something like that, you know, and that person must be somebody who has the money, blah, 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 blah. So in a nutshell, they shall rule them out. Peter Obi paid 40 million naira to show interest in PDP presidential review. And people are already saying, how are they going to sell his candidacy in northern Nigeria? That is dead on arrival, blah, 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 blah. Then they said that he needed to pay money to delegate. That was where the Naira Gate and Dollar Gate came to be. Naira Gate and Dollar Gate is that saying of bribing the delegates to choose the party candidates. So, in a nutshell, the cabal, as they are everywhere, they made Peter Obi realize that no matter how much all these young people on social media, offline, everybody, they claim that you are the candidate. You know, they work like that. So this is a system that those of us who understand how it works knows that you, Peter Obi, you stand no chance. Number one, you don't want to spend money, right? Then you can't be a candidate in a party where delegates are meant to be bought. So somehow, Peter Obi traveled all over Nigeria, and some people are now saying that Peter Obi self no say he don't know what thing they get into, or he just they try to disguise whatever. Peter Obi withdrew from PDP, and as you are watching this video, he's already joined Labour Party. So Peter Obi want to stand as the third force, as the young people believe that Omoyele Sowore of AAC, Kingsley Mohalu of ADC, and then other young people who are running on other different platforms, that they could swell their camp and make them relevant and take over all the positions that are available enough, you know, use their number, use their strength and the money that they are raising. But that's not how it works. It is how the system works, Abi. So the young people are now saying that they will make Peter Obi the president of Nigeria. Wow. So it's going to be an interesting time ahead. So Peter Obi has joined Labour Party. And Peter Obi is running as the president of Nigeria, not as a president of Nigeria from Igbo land. That's what the Obedience said they are doing. So it's interesting, right? Well, as for the PDP, Wike, Atiku, Tambua, and the rest of them, the rumor around them now is that last now only Wike, if he support any other person apart from himself. No, now they are saying that all the effort, after all, is to get Tambua on and Wike deputize, and Wike rubbish that, they said, no, send me. We will not let those who left the party. You remember that? Let's cut the long story short. So now, the young people who believe that they could turn the tide using the same movement, the same strength of NSAS, to turn the tide against the system that is completely rigged against them, using the same INEC controlled, owned by the gatekeepers of Nigeria, so to say. So Peter Obi picked up the form today in Labour Party. After picking up the form, it became a movement, they said. Meanwhile, the other people inside the inside the PDP, right, who felt like, if Peter Obi is gone, and the PDP couldn't use the momentum like the Democrat Party in America did during Obama's time, then that's their hand. So to so many of the obedients now, PDP is dead. PDP! So if you meet any Obi's supporters now, they said they are going to raise, and listen to me, it is actually going to be something. I am not going to rule them out. Trust me, I'm not going to rule them out. You know, with social media and with the power of a crowdfunding, I believe that if they are determined, of course, they can raise all the billions they need. They can raise that. But the whole thing is that if now money, Tinubu can start a new party within a short time. Tinubu has the money to start a new party and flood it with different kind of people as much as money can buy, and they will still run for an election. But that is not how the system works. That's not how it works. It is so rigged and closed, that if you pay attention very well, you will not become enthusiastic about something that is just being run on emotion. Well, you see, me, I have lived long enough to realize that many of you, many of the events in Nigeria and the believers on all of them, right? The past, the present, and even the future. If you really want to really get the attention of the people, you really need to allow them to exhaust all of their enthusiasm, all of that hope, the emotion. We go do this. Sure you get. When they have exhausted all of that, and it all comes to nothing, then they will just get so tired. When you talk to them again, they say, Baba, how far about it? They say, see, Baba, I am tired. I'm tired of Nigeria issue. I'm tired. That is it. That is the moment you can then tell them and say, do you remember what I told you when you are dissipating this so much energy, when you are losing this energy about something that is programmed, you are just playing according to their playbook. Last. Now, how much emotion you invest, now the size of your heartbreak be that. I am Mayegun. My job is to let you reduce your risk. Don't hope in something that is completely scripted. You are just part of the whole puzzle. But you can become a serious clog in all the plans, right? If you let them know on time that the election is a charade. PDP have nothing to lose. APC right now is in confusion, a serious one. The Lagos Abobaku are dagger down. They don't break their bottle, broken bottle, dagger, ada, Igbo, obe, everything. They are just waiting for Bokwari to say Tinubu is not going to be their candidate. Then you go see Were. You go see Craze. So there is confusion. So what they are doing right now is that, you know what? INEC, oh yeah, extend the date. Extend that date. Thank you very much, by the way. B. Elawan. Thank you very much, Baba. Thank you, Mayegun, for the enlightenment and educating our people. Please accept this token gift on behalf of Baby Leila. Wow, thank you. I don't get message for Leila. Thank you, Jare. You know, when you go out, when you in Yoruba land, for example, when a mother just delivered, right, a baby. Somehow, because of the new baby, the mother and the new baby, they get all the attention. The father will just become like someone that is really not existing. You know what I mean? Like, you be Baba Jare, baby, where's our new baby? Where is Leila? But that is changing now. People have been calling me, Mayegun, how about that party? What can we do? What can I do? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, hey, thank you. Mayegun, send me your account. I don't like sending my account. So if you have asked me to send my bank account and I haven't sent, it is not an insult or something like a bit of like trying to ignore you, okay? I just don't feel comfortable sending my personal details to people. I appreciate. But when people come on like this and say, oh yeah, take this token for Baby Leila. Wait, on behalf of Baby Leila. Because what people do most of the time is that when they come in, the Baba, they will say, oh, look at the baby. Look at you, Agbeke. We thank God, God has delivered you. You know those things, The Baba will just be there, they smile sheepishly like. Then when they are leaving, Agbeke, take this one, take and buy puff for Leila. Agbeke, oh yeah, take this one, so that you can buy something for Leila. Baba will be there, you, Baba Omo, the Baba baby. You just be there. Like, thank you, ma. Eshema. And guess what? You cannot come back and say, that money they gave Leila, I be Baba, you be Mama, I cut them into two. Maybe two of us get Leila, you don't feel do them. So if people give me anything, I feel collect on my own, like this one. So be here, la. Thank you. And I appreciate that, by the way. So to them, PDP is dead. But to PDP, we don't give a damn. You can go back to APC. But to APC, the confusion right now is that let us see how much or who is PDP going to bring out before we finally announce our consensus. And if them burn you, all of now we don't chop with the devil. Now only mama carry belly. Now so now they talk now woman carry belly. We appreciate women, no, but mokuna they remember see when you go and greet newly born, right? If you go and greet family who just delivered, mokuna they try share demand too. Like let him feel like he did well. Because all of them know even they pretend say you don't understand what men self they go through inside that pregnancy. You know, so not two people they get belly. If your wife get belly and if you're a serious responsible man, you self don't get belly. Now so it be all this pregnancy sickness and all of that. I get them when I was when she was